Hello, everybody. Welcome to the trip. This is DWTT channel. I am Gary, or better known DWTT to you guys in the internet verse. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Good evening, good night, good morning. Welcome. And we'll go into my panel. First up, we've got my co-host Tony. How you doing?
I'm doing so.
Cool. We've got our, I guess I don't know. We got our British correspondent.
Wow, now you're a correspondent.
Mr. Tom. We are
Oh my
branching
goodness,
out.
British correspondent guy.
How you doing,
Greetings,
Mr. Tom?
greetings.
All right. Matt,
I'll lie and say I'm fantastic.
Cool. We'll get into why. Matt will hopefully be joining us, but there's a chance he won't. So, he's all about that work and business and stuff like that. So we'll see. So here we go. So as you saw, the title of the show, 3. That's the magic number. That's all it takes. Arsenal got 3 last week, which we'll get into, but then they just need 3 more. If they can get it in the next one, then they get to, as they say, be on the beach if they want to, or they can close this thing out properly. So, but first, we'll get into the 3 points that they just got this week. And I don't think Mr. Tom wants to get into that. But, going into this game, it was a must-win for both teams. I think at least Leeds would like to have gotten a point, but Arsenal wanted the 3 points and needed the 3 points just as much. So the way the game started, the way the game ended was as some would say, a roller coaster ride. We started out strong and finished up weak as far as Arsenal is concerned. Let me say hello to some of the guests, and then we'll get into the game and I'll let you guys start with your thoughts on the game, and then I'll tell you mine. So first off, we got Base Gunner. He just finished dinner, so he should be in the chats, I think. Yeah. Steven is there up in Canada. Riddy, welcome. Riddy is here. Mr. Steven, hello. Why not sentiment? Even though it says why not Spursy?
Oh.
Damn.
What was the odds of it coming in the first 5 minutes?
Oh, see what you did there? Why not sentiment? I said I wasn't gonna. I call that team in North London that team, and you got me. All right. Well, 2 minutes in, and I already said that name. Yuck.
It don't count if you're reading it as a name.
Okay, then there you go. Good.
It doesn't count.
That's not your fault.
All right.
That's you reading what the guy's chosen.
He keeps changing his name on us, right?
Yeah.
He keeps changing his name. Why not sentiment? Everybody says it. They look at it and they still say why not sentiment. Sometimes they say the name. I am the voice of the trip, and why not sentiment? Thank you. So we'll get into it.
Generous to you there, Gary.
Yeah,
being generous.
All right, thank you. I have not messed up yet. Yeah, as Mr. Steve says here, we have to beat that team, not just to totally ruin their season, but also to leave their manager less when Conte is left so sick he walks away. Definitely. So Tony, I'll let you go with your first your thoughts of the game.
It was nice to give a gift they gave us in the first 3 minutes. Great goalkeeping blunder. Get another goal 7 minutes later. We're cruising. Then they get a red card at 26 minutes. After that, we kind of let off the gas. Pretty just flat second half. No effort at all. They're down 10 men. Get a goal. A little too close for what it should have been. The way the game started out. But it's 3 points. And that's what we could hope for. So, yay.
Yay, Arsenal. Yay for Arsenal. And Mr. Tom, we'll get your initial thoughts on the game.
Let me spin you a towel, guys. It was 2 p.m. on a Sunday afternoon. I was sat down with my English roast, and the game just started. And we're pinging the ball around, and we're gradually moving backwards. And basically, it goes from defender to defender to defender, and we're knocking the ball. And it's like, oh, great, we can keep a bit of possession here. We might be able to eventually move forward and force Arsenal into a mistake. Because that was our best chance against you, was to make you make a mistake. But then instead, we decided to give the ball to our goalkeeper, who was like, I think I've had a bet on Eddie to score twice. because Mr. Tom's been talking about Eddie for a long time, and he must be all right. And then I blinked, and it was 1-0 to Arsenal. I was like, what? Couldn't believe it. It's unbelievable. Disgusting. Unacceptable. Ridiculous.
Got any more?
Oh, I could create so many adjectives for this, and not all of them would be suitable for children to watch. But if you are watching children, go to bed. It's midnight. Yeah.
Now you can
so
go ahead and say them,
basically-
Tom, because you told them to go to bed.
That's good. That's a good. Oh, Mr. Riddy. Oh, not the voice of the championship this week. That's funny you say that, because a certain co-host of this show decided today to send me all kinds of information on the championship, like I already don't have a PhD in it, nearly being in it for 2 decades. Anyway,
Who was that?
I don't know.
we'll say it weren't Gary. We'll just say that much. No. In all truth, right, I do think sort of a tale of two halves, because obviously. No excuses. First half, if you'd have scored 8 goals in that first half, I would have sat there thinking, God, they should have had 10, sort of thing. Because it wasn't a contest. The red card, ridiculous. And I don't mean ridiculous in that it was given as a red card. He's lucky he's only got a 3-game ban, because it was fucking stupid, embarrassing. Essentially, it cost us the game. Any chance of getting back into it remotely, because from then on it was like, right, okay, let's play a 5-man defence. We're going to put our best player as the left back or right back. What side was he on? Right side, right back. Rafinha's playing right back because we're getting that battered. And second half was a lot better, because in my opinion, as much as you had chances in that second half, you didn't look like you were going to score any of them. Because it had got into that rut where you had decided you had already won the contest. So it was messing around, quite frankly. But what I will say is, when we scored, you could feel the fear in Arsenal. Don't get me wrong, I still sat there like, we don't deserve to get anything out of this, because we were shocking. But you should have made it a lot easier for yourselves than you actually did.
Yeah. And
19
I guess
shots
I'll
and
give
only
my
3
little
on target.
I give my little talk here. So yeah, I've been asking for it for a while now, and I have the game going on right here in the background here, and Eddie just scored. So, I'm sorry. It's probably
He's a great footballer. It's a great man. It's a great
going
man.
into this game and going into pretty much the previous 6 games before it, I just been asking for, please, no, this is stressless game for me, please. It's been nothing like that. Even in the 2-goal wins we've had against Chelsea and Man United, they weren't as stressless as I would have liked. This game, once again, it's Leeds. We should be able to handle them, I would have thought. Come out first 10 minutes. Yes, you looked at the lineup. I guess we'll talk about the lineup. I'll talk about the lineup, but looked at the lineup and Ben White's out again. Tomiyasu's in, so that's got to be a good thing. Everything else pretty much stands pat there as far as who's playing. Tavares sits, which means Cedric plays, so we're fine on the back line. So we've got the strongest lineup we're going to have. We should be able to get the 3 points, right? First 10 minutes. Wow. That's why I was speechless, because I'm like, wow, we haven't even really gotten into the game yet, which usually I'm expecting us to do after about 20 minutes, and we're already up 2-0. All right, so the next 10 minutes, maybe we'll put some more on, because, nothing like trying to pile it on when you got a chance. But we did not do that. And then we got a lifeline. Leeds decide they don't want to play with 11 men. So now,
Luke Ayling, if someone told me that Luke Ayling had a holiday booked to Magaluf this week, I'd believe you, because that tackle was the tackle of someone who knows there's 3 games left in the season, and he knows if he gets sent off, he's going to start his summer holidays very early.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely. So I'm thinking, all right, We're up. We got a man up, they're a man down. Hello, Ray. Welcome to the show. Who else? Anybody else joined since we've been here? I don't think anybody else has joined, but we'll continue on. So I'm thinking, all right, wow, we just need to get that third goal. There is no way they're going to come back if we get that third goal. Not even think about it by that time. We have more than enough time, right? We've got at that point we've got about 60 minutes to maybe get another goal and clean and finish this thing off. Coming into halftime, I'm not even thinking like Leeds are going to score on us. Actually, I don't think, if I recall, I can take a look, but I don't believe they even had a shot on target.
No, we scored our first shot.
Yeah, and that was in the 70th minute, right? Yeah, in the 66th minute. So for 45 minutes, they had taken a shot and hadn't even, and of course, no
We
shots
haven't
on
even
target.
been in your box,
so it's like,
let alone shot.
this is great. We're just playing on their side of the pitch. We should get this. But Arsenal, as Arsenal does, usually we score and then we give up a goal. This time we scored too quickly. Leeds gave us a break. We just waited until later on, so there's a lot of stress. But I'm thinking the game's won, and the game's won. Hopefully, comfortably, no stress. But then Arsenal does what Arsenal does, and they don't score. All right, so Tony, we're gonna get into that's the first half for me. But get into the second half. What are you thinking there in the second half there of the game?
We won that
like I
second
said,
half, baby.
just no energy. We're just cruising along. They're down a man. We let them go get a goal. And that's basically it. We weren't good enough. Like we've been in the last 4 or 5 games. We've been lucky at times, and we've got the points, but we haven't looked great. Need to improve a lot from what we're doing. Got a big test on Thursday. Hopefully we're up for it. Find out in 3 days.
If you defend corners like you defended against us, you will get beat by Tottenham.
Yeah, but that was the only corner we allowed all year.
Yeah, but but we waited
Lorente
until the. That's the last thing. I don't want to go into. I always say you kind of go into games and you kind of, is this a warning sign, right? All season, nobody on a corner gets anything on us.
I'll describe the corner. The ball comes over. We flick it on. I get up. I make it. I flick the kettle on. I put the tea bag in the cup. I come back into the living room, and then the ball lands at Lorente's feet, and he just tucks it away. Yeah, he had about 6 years for one of you to clear that, and he was just standing there. He wrapped his Christmas presents up 8 months early. I want to say if I conceded that goal, I'll be furious, but I've got enough goals to be furious about, right? But seriously, for a top 4 team that could well get the top 3, you'd need what I find worrying about that, even though you won the game, etc., is the fact that it was like a boxing match where we hadn't put a glove on you at the time, but then the one time we moved forward, we scored. And that shows that you fell asleep. Like, we're expected to fall asleep because we're shit. But you're in the top 4, and you're not supposed to be shit.
So which players do you blame on Arsenal for that goal?
Are they all the same to me? But I just think, yeah. But to be honest, I was too busy celebrating out of shock to be a bit like, because it went from misery. Everything we touched in that first half turned to shit.
Yeah.
It was like King Midas, but in reverse. And like, I imagine for you, that first half was one of the greatest 45 minutes you watched all season, because you stroked the ball around lovely. You pressed us so far back. Elton John had released his album in the 80s or something. I couldn't believe it. And our goalkeeper in the first 10 minutes of the game was more useless than the red lights in the Grand Theft Auto game series. It was embarrassing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm just. I could talk for about 6 years on that first half
I
and my
hear you.
team's defending.
I hear you. And we got Matt has joined us. Matt, can you hear us?
Loud and clear.
All right. We were just kind of going through the game. We had a little. You can give your synopsis, Lisa, of how you felt about the game in the first half, and we're about to get into the second half. But go ahead. I'll let you speak.
Yeah, the first half of that game was outstanding. The second half of it was an absolute disgrace. It's not going to work. That what we saw.
Oh, we lost him. He'll be back hopefully to finish that off. So, yeah, no, I that corner scares me a little bit. We'll let Matt. Matt, are you back?
Yeah, can y'all hear me?
Yep, we
Yep.
can hear you. Go ahead,
All right,
continue.
sorry about that. I always have trouble doing this on my phone.
Okay.
That second half was ridiculous, man. If we play like that on Thursday, it's going to be 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we'll be looking. We'll be back on next Monday at the panic station. I feel like we need that same energy that we saw in the first half for the rest of the season in every game. I told y'all every game you got to play like that. The good thing is that we're scraping by, we're getting points, and I kind of during the second half, for the first 10 minutes there, I went outside and did yard work because I was like, well, this looks like we're in control. And I came back in and I saw we had just scored, and I was like, well, look, damn it, here we go. I was like, here we go. Arsenal can do nothing easy. They have to put you at heart attack city. I just hope that we don't lose focus, man. Me and you talked earlier today, and all we got to do is just get 3 points, man. 3 points. I say 6. That's how I roll. I like to be safe. 6 points for me, and all is well. But it's going to be this is going to be very hard to get.
No, definitely. It's definitely going to be tough. And I guess I'll continue on with at least the second half for me. Once again, we have 2 goals, which should be more than enough to handle it. But this is the Arsenal. This is the young Arsenal team, and we needed something. It just looked like we were just running around with our heads cut off, just running around, getting some exercise, and not really. At some point, the ball, we got to put some better shots in and get goals. And the longer you waited, it's just a matter of time. It's like, hopefully they don't score, because if they score, we might see an issue here. On that corner, I remember, I have it vividly in my mind now what happened there. You've got Xhaka, you've got, who's on that right side? Cedric. Both of them leave.
Just watching what was going on.
They leave the widest player alone. They both just collapse and give him all the time, like you said, Mr. Tom, all this time in the world. When that ball was flicked to him, he's just sitting there like where is the defenders? They're all collapsed. Nobody man marked. I don't know if they're supposed to, but that was serious collapse. Of course, Jacques is in the middle of it, so that's we get our Jacques moment. And
if someone had told me that in that game there'd been a goal scored where a centre back was left on his own and was able to volley a corner into the goal, I would have assumed it would have been an Arsenal goal, because that's usually how bad we are on corners. But it surprised me that we got you on one. And realistically, if Rodrigo had managed to get even an ounce more pressure onto that ball, that would have been 2-2.
Yeah, and that is the scary part, because once you give up the one goal, then we start to everything starts to squeeze up, right? And it's concerning. And if you say that about the corner, but on a free kick, I think we gave up a goal too, and it was in the Southampton game, I think it was, and that wasn't a typical scorer for them that scored. I think that was also a defender. So we're not that as much as our set piece defense has been good. It has let us down in the last I guess month, you can say, a couple of times, and this time it did not punish us as much. So we'll take the win. But yes, we looked scary there. And once I saw the header going, I'm like, wow. Harry Kane's probably just going, wow, hope I can't wait for a set piece, and this is how they're going to defend it. And then you got Son there. So, yeah.
Can I just address a comment from Mr. Riddy Sarkar? Mr. Sarkar, you say Rafinha was pocketed by Tomiyasu, but how could he be in his pocket when he was too busy trying to fight the ref for about 20 minutes?
Yeah, you know what? I did watch. I guess I listened to or something like that the replays, and they did say that Tomiyasu did a good job there. So Rafinha wasn't getting what he wanted out of this game for sure, whether or not it's Tomiyasu or not. But as a whole, he was frustrated, and that's probably what boiled over when the red card came about.
I think the red card wound him up. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. It is a red card. He's wrong. Yeah. It's a red card.
Yeah.
Like, this is one of the things where VAR's doing its job, because, and I say that at the expense of my own team, because if VAR didn't exist, that's a yellow card, because that's what the ref initially thought it was. And we sort of get a lifeline in the game defensively, but it did its job. The justice was served, I suppose you could say, and that was it. Cool. But Rafinha didn't think so.
Yeah, Mr. El Jefe has joined us. Welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us. And so we'll continue on.
Sorry, one more thing. My favourite part of all that was then when in the English coverage, they put the camera on Rafinha when he was sort of trying to calm down, but he weren't calm. And Calvin Phillips walked past. And that was I can't remember what minute Alien got sent off in, but that was the first time I realised that Calvin Phillips was on the pitch. I was like, oh, Calvin's playing. He's back from injury.
It was the 25th minute is when the card was shown. And
it was midway in the first half. But I was just, I didn't know Calvin was there. I was shocked, but
Cool.
Sorry, Gary, go on.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. So, Tony, what did you think about the what's interesting about the red card and be given by VAR is the first foul that Gabriel got turned into a yellow immediately. Middle of the field, so there was and it wasn't like there was anybody there. He might have stopped attack maybe, but not worthy of a yellow. So I think officials are going to err on the side of, I've got VAR, so I'll give you yellow. That way, if it needs to go to VAR, it can be corrected, which I kind of find just officiate the game the way you see it. So, Tony, you got anything to say more on that in the red card?
No, that's kind of like me on the offsides. They keep a offside flag down until the very last minute, then raise it, and it's like, it's offsides. People get hurt. Stop the play. I don't see why VAR takes so long. Just send the ref down to the monitor, have him make the decision instead of somebody else. So it'd be him. He's the one that either missed it or didn't see it, so he can look and say, oh, I screwed up here, instead of one of his peers taking the side. And we know how that goes. We've been down this VAR road over and over again. It's inconsistent. The refereeing's inconsistent. You need to address things like offside. You're supposedly not be able to score with your non-scoring part of your body, but that's always called as offside. Your hand can't be offside, but they'll show your shoulder offside or whatever. Just, I don't know. It's horrible.
Definitely.
So one more thing to say, Gary. Really important, genuinely important. I'd like to congratulate Leeds United, on being the most booked team in the history of the Premier League. Now, I'm not just the most booked team this season, the most booked team in 30 seasons of this fine football league, and there's 3 games left. So
that goes up there with your.
Well, Ailing won't get another card, so you're good there.
at his replacement of fit back into the setup.
Yeah. All right, Matt.
It's ironic because for 3 years we were quite a clean team under Bielsa because he didn't suffer any of that bollocks. But yeah, well done, lads.
Matt, you got anything
Sorry.
more to say on the cards and how the game was officiated?
No, I just want to say this. Leeds has a major discipline problem. They have a major discipline problem. If anything is going to send them down, that's going to be it. I honestly believe Burnley's going to be the team that's going to go. But Leeds' discipline problem down the stretch is probably, if they go down, is why they're going to go down. As far as the card itself, no, it's just another one of those Premier League deals where it's just the card is a card. It is what it is. I mean, when I saw it happen in real time, I just said that's a Stonewall red. There's nothing to even look at. Really, that was really nothing to look at. I mean, and it was just time to go ahead and go. But then that's when I started realizing how the discipline issues of a team like that. They're in basically a game that you have to win, and you're out there getting red cards. So. Let's not also forget, people. Let's also not forget that we have our own master of the red card sitting on. If he gets one more yellow, he's out. So I mean, odds are right now. If I was a betting man, I would probably put a nice wager down on this game Thursday that we're probably going to see a yellow card for Shaka. So, I mean, we've got our own issues over here to worry about. So. I mean, I found it quite amazing that he didn't get a red card. I'm gonna get a yellow card on in this game against Leeds the other day.
Yeah.
And Rafinha, that's one of Rafinha. If anything that I had to say about Rafinha is he's just too hot headed. He's just extremely hot headed, and that's gonna set him back as a player if he doesn't get down under control. Other than that, that's it, man.
I hear you. Now let's say hi to some people in the chat. Ryan has joined us. Welcome. Oh, click. There you go. Ryan, welcome. Yes, he's rubbing it into Leeds. I guess he expects Leeds to drop, which I guess you don't have a friend there.
I thought he was just being polite and waving Leeds off.
Oh, sorry. So maybe I'm reading too much into it.
Out of the Emirates, I thought. Because it's polite, isn't it? When you leave the home team, like you get waved off, like when the bus leaves and stuff.
True. You're right.
It's just politeness. Thank you, Mr. Arsenal podcast.
Yeah. And who would have thought? You look at the stats of the game that Leeds only had 3 shots, 2 on target, and they had a chance to get points. That's typically not the way it's supposed to work. That's stats.
Especially down 9 men for 65 minutes.
Was all right. Yeah, I thought we defended quite well in the second half, to be fair. But
yeah, I kind of feel like
by that point.
Yeah, I kind of feel like Arsenal. Well, they're showing the red card here. I mean, he doesn't even have to slide. He could have just dribbled it right off it was sitting on the line, ready to go out, and he just decides he's going to go in, really, for no reason.
Allegedly, he slides because he felt there should have been an offside call. And it's irrelevant, but apparently he thought that there should have been an offside call. So he reacted to that, which again, discipline issues and nonsense, just absolute petulant nonsense. And I'm here for it all day because we've got Chelsea on Wednesday, and I love a bit of Leeds on Chelsea violence. So
that'd be cool. And what is scary for me is because I have the game playing as we're going through this, and meanwhile, Ailing is sitting there talking to Xhaka while the official's going over to look at the video. So I don't know if that's a sign of the future.
Shaka was already telling him that I've got experience in this, so I know exactly what's going to happen.
So I was looking at that, going to myself, I think something. I'm like, is that a premonition of what we might see? And we don't need that, right?
He probably turned to Xhaka and went, so how do you spend your 3 game bans? And then Xhaka was like,
he put on his Rolodex of travel agents. He said, look, this is what I usually do. You could
probably get to Switzerland and back in a day, but yeah, I just ridiculous. Just it's one of these, but you see it go, it cost us the game, and it obviously did, but we defended better with the 10 players than we did with the 11.
Yeah.
So, because you have to butt your ideas up, and that was it. So, and I'll let the Arsenal.
No, I mean, Arsenal's, we've held Liverpool to 0 goals, one man down, I believe. Was it? Yeah. The only problem was it was in a cup game, so it meant absolutely nothing because they beat us in the next game. So there you go. I'll let you guys finish up if you have anything left you want to say about the game, and then we'll move into. I guess we'll get into Tom's segment. All right, Tony, you got anything you want to say?
I'm happy to pretend it never happened.
Yeah.
No. Pretty much summed up the game.
Okay. Cool.
Not really much more to say on it.
Yeah, it's about 30 minutes in. So, what we'll just do for now, we'll take a little break, a bit of a break from Arsenal. We'll go to Tom's segment here. He's got something he wants to say. So we'll let him chat. So
hello Arsenal fans and people that are observing. I thought I'd give you another teaser question for the week / fact. Who are the only football team to be the holders of the Europa League and the Champions League at the same time?
Oh, I think I know this one. Anybody? Ding, ding, ding. I think it's Chelsea.
But why is it Chelsea?
Because they won. I don't know.
Right, it is Chelsea. Well done, Gary. Because they won the Champions League in 2012. However, the Champions League final of 2013 was played 10 days after the Europa League final, of which Chelsea also won. So they technically held both trophies for 10 days. And that is your Mr. Tom Weird Football Fact of the week.
Wow.
Yay, Tom.
And now you know. And now you know. So
knowing, and knowing is half the battle.
There you go.
It certainly is.
You probably ask a Chelsea fan that they might not know. So there you go. You might have something up on them. So I saw this.
Too busy. Sorry, go on, Gary.
Yeah, and I was going to say. So I saw this. Yeah. Here we go. So I saw. Oh, what happened here? I clicked something on the screen here. So there we go. So I saw this and I thought this was interesting. So Arsenal right now, they've got 3 players under the age of 23. Sorry, 5 players under the age of 23, all who've got at least 10 goal contributions. I think this is why what we saw today is, a good thing and a bad thing. This is the best of the lot. This is the best of Arsenal it has in terms of attacking, and it's good on the good days like the first half. It's bad on the bad days like the second half.
What you gonna find out, Gary? What you gonna find out Thursday, Gary? Is you gonna find out mentally where they are. This is gonna be a good litmus test to see exactly where the kids are. Because it's fun playing Tottenham at the beginning of the season. But when you're playing them with something on the line, that's when you find out about what you're working with.
Yeah,
he's right.
Like I said, I was expecting some of this from these players. I didn't think, and this is pretty much, I think this is all, except for Eddie. Everybody else they've got at least 10 in the Premier League. So this isn't like cup games. Most of this is Premier League where they've got these 10 goal contributions. And Kadia's got like 6 from the cup. So he's still got a little ways to go before he gets there in the Premier League. But I think somebody said maybe he'll just do it. Well, I don't know. He's got 2 hat tricks coming in the next 3 games, or 6 goals in the next, the games. He needs to get a little increase on his contract anyways, right? So that will do it. Maybe Arsenal can make some money. I don't know if you guys have anything else to say on this one, but I
have one thing to say on Eddie. Right? I actually thought, don't get me wrong, I know he never celebrated because he was embarrassed to have scored the goal he scored. But at the same time, it was also nice that he was like, nah, I can't score against the team. That got me my first championship medal. And I was like, yeah, all right, Eddie. But then 4 minutes later, then I sat there and was like, you better not score fucking hat-trick.
And we obliged for no reason at all.
I don't think he had a sniff after that, though.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, you're right about that. I don't think he did. And that is kind of Arsenal in a nutshell right there. Basically, he was. I don't even. Doesn't even feel like he was in the box for anything, like, you know, any kind of spills or anything like that at that point. So as a team, we kind of took our foot off the gas. Not the way to go.
Mm. I could be wrong, but it did feel like he disappeared after he scored the second goal.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all we needed to do, I suppose. When you're ready, you can afford to play for 10% of the game.
Cool. Yeah. So let's continue on. I guess another thing that I noticed, or I wanted to talk about is I guess I'll put this up here now. So now that top 6 is definitely guaranteed, right? We figured that was all about last week. Now, moving on to bigger and better things. Arsenal is 3 points away from top 4, and a couple of wins away from possibly a top 3 finish at the hands of Chelsea, who's struggling and could drop points going forward.
I hope they do.
Yeah. And they could actually be
sure
out.
You do, Tom.
They could actually be out of the top 4 altogether if they,
You watch Chelsea turn up at Ellen Road like they're prime Barcelona under Pep Guardiola. You watch. They turned up against Everton like they were toddlers and children and crap, and they gave Everton a goal and it was bullshit. But you watch them turn up at Ellen Road like they actually fancy playing. I'm gonna be furious. I will be genuinely furious.
Are you like, storm the pitch, Tom?
No, yeah, I'll be a one-man pitch invasion. I'll be like, you will let us win, like you let Everton win.
You'll be screaming in all their ears.
Do you have anybody coming back is Bamford definitely done for the season? Is that right?
I don't even. I can't. I'm almost afraid to speculate in case I put the bock on them or something. Because if I turn around and go like, oh, Liam Cooper's back in training, he'll open the fridge and injure his hamstring or something. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. No,
your players married out of glass like ours used to be.
I love playing Chelsea, and we need to beat them. We need to beat them. Sorry. Need to get points.
Hey there. Hello, Daz. Welcome to the show. Pop quiz. Yeah, there you go, Mr. Tom. So yeah, nobody's gonna know that. So good one there. They like their question. You know what? I knew it, but I guessed. But
it was a sensible guess because it was right.
But now that you say it, I think I did hear something like that in the past. So somebody might have brought.
I only found it out about 14 minutes ago. So
yeah.
But you do search it right?
I think when they won the Euros, Europe, when the Europa Cup or whatever, I think that's when it may have come up. And they won that before they went on their little streak here. Oh yeah. So have we even talked about this? I don't know. I think we have. We haven't talked about this. We haven't talked about this.
No, we have not talked about that.
Oh.
No.
But
that's like I'm burning to talk about it. Let me speak.
But me and Tony told y'all this was going to happen about 3 or 4 shows ago. We told y'all that they were going to reward.
It was already done a long time ago.
Yeah. We said this was going to happen. I talked to Gary earlier.
He could get a contract. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they gave him the contract out of stability. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think if anything, this might actually start to put a little pressure on him now that they've gave him the contract, because now he has to flat out produce, especially if we get to the Champions League. I'm still gonna say if, because I know this team. I'm not for the. Oh, we're gonna beat Tottenham. No. Let's not count our chickens before it hatch. If Arteta does not build on this season for next year. And, yeah, he's gonna take that down. We're not acknowledging that.
I don't even know what I'm trying to
Take
do without
down. That is not a real song. Take that down. That is not.
Well, you know what? The fact that
song.
the reaction I got was that is perfect. We'll talk about that next.
I thought we weren't going to talk about it, Gary. I asked you earlier.
We're not even going to acknowledge that song.
You already did. But continue on with Arteta's contract, and then we'll
Arteta has to build off of this season, and he has to produce signings. You know, we talked about this today. Signings need to be done. You tell me earlier about Erling Haaland is done and dusted. I mean, we need to be moving in that same fashion. Whoever we're looking at getting needs to be signed. We don't have time to be playing around. We don't have time to be lollygagging. I wouldn't have gave him 3 years. I probably would have gave him a 2-year extension at the most and see how it goes from there. But I would also would have waited until after the season.
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, you never give a manager a 3-year deal before he seals the deal, especially if he's you're trying to
100%.
You're trying to get into the Champions League. I mean, people get we're Europe bound, but let's just be frank. Me, you, and Gary, and everybody on this panel is looking like, hey, if Arsenal, besides Tom, if Arsenal is challenging, we need to be challenging for the Champions League. I mean, for me, I don't care anything about going to Jerusalem on Thursday nights. I don't care anything about it because it hampers us. So if we're playing, it needs to be on Tuesday or Wednesday. So if they do not get this, then yeah, I'm going to turn the heat up on Arteta. I just think it was poorly timed, personally. I just think it was poorly timed. And we hadn't even seen what a transfer window looks like. You know, it's just a lot of variables there for me to make this move.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have.
I agree with Matt.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think a lot of people have this sentiment that the contract was only because he qualified. When there actually is a report, and I think Arteta said it, that after the 3-game stretch where they struggled and lost all 3 of them, that they gave him the contract then, which leads a lot of people to believe that the contract was already basically agreed upon or signed when he went out to Colorado, wherever he went. You know, some say he was going to get money. I think, some people think he was just going to get that check anyways, right? So
you talking about that
war check?
He's
supposedly going to get money for a striker. That's what he's.
Yeah.
What rumor always was.
That's the war chest they talk about all the time in the tabloid. The war chest, the transfer kitty.
Our $200 million that we've never touched.
Mm-hmm. So I know, Mr. Tom, you wanted to say something on the contract there.
Yeah, see, I know what Riddy is saying about European qualifier is almost certainly correct, but I agree with Matt in the sense that while you still have that upper target, I thought it's like you've rewarded him before he's achieved the upper target while it's still in play, which I found a bit strange. I can understand if you couldn't get 4th, but you qualified for Europe, then it's like, that's the target, you've achieved it, here's your 3 years. Like, no issue with it. But I just thought, while you can still get 4th, it's almost saying to him, well done for getting top 6 or 7, whatever you call it. Just a bit.
I don't understand why the contract had to be given. I understand the concept that, or the thought process that when they're looking to get players in, they can't really do that with a manager who's got 1 year left on his contract. But contracts are meant to be broken, right? They're just as good as the paperwork they're on there, which is not much. So if you want to rip it up, you can. So for continuity's sake, it shouldn't matter. And I've heard this multiple times, and I kind of do agree with it, that Arsenal players come to this football club because of Arsenal. They don't come to this football club because of Arteta. He just happens to be one of the cogs in the wheel. And that's what you want, because at any point he could just leave and, you're going to let him go. So then, but Arsenal will still be here. So I kind of feel like I definitely agree with that. Arsenal should have a process set up and a structure so that if Arteta were to leave for whatever reason, either he gets fired or he leaves on his own free will, or it's his time, whatever the case may be, that it doesn't change the Arsenal way, as we call it, right? It doesn't change that, and that continues. So, Tony, I don't know if you have anything else to say on the contract. I'll let you go.
I'll go all the way back to August, late August, when we're sitting 20th. Lee Dixon sitting there saying that he was basically told that McConaughey's would give him 2 more years. I think the entire season, he's never looked like he's under pressure. He knew his job was safe. I think he signed it a long time ago. I don't know why he announced it before the end of his season. I think it's part of all this PR stuff of the culture and all that stuff, like Wasang we'll talk about here in a minute. But to me, I wouldn't give him any extension at all. I don't think he's good enough. Man management hasn't improved any. Game management hasn't improved any. We've suffered through 17 months because he kept forcing a boomerang down our throats. It wasn't working. He finally drops him, and miraculously, we moved from 8th or 7th, whatever we were at the time, started moving up the table, got to 4th, had 4th clearly shown up. And then we lost 3 games in a row that we shouldn't have lost. It'd been okay if we got a draw against Palace, but the other 2 should have never lost those. And to me, he's just not good enough. It's too early. Wait until your goals are accomplished. If you had goals, because we didn't get goals from Adu and Arteta this year. We did last year. It was top 4. Without European football, to me, the minimum should be top 4. And the other minimum should be beating that team, as Gary likes to say. Because we haven't beat them since 2015-16. And it's time we finish ahead of them.
Yeah, no, I am on that same thought process that he's in the middle of a run trying to get an achievement that the team hasn't seen in a while. The last thing he needs is to be talking about contracts. I mean, the fact that they had to, I think, they took out whatever amount of time to do the stupid video. I thought that was crap. I mean, what manager gets his extension and then has to take like an hour or 2 out of his day? We've got Matt. You can actually see Matt Nelson for those who were missing his face and his comic books and his crest. Now you can see him. So
He's got some amazing items.
Yeah. We looked at that after the show last week, so we got to see some of his prize.
Show and tell with Matt need to be a special trip episode.
Yeah, well, like I said,
no, that's what you get when you're on the panel, baby.
but like I said, for this contract, it's not necessary. And if you think about this, I think it's Klopp got an extension. Do you guys remember seeing any videos coming out?
Yeah.
Do you see a video come out for that with
Nope.
the manager from the women's team or something, or somebody else? Like, he's got things to be concerned about, right? He's trying to win a league.
No, they
He's
did. They did show him signing it and all that.
They did. What did they take a time
Yeah.
out? They did. Okay. Was he signing, or did they take him through the channel?
I think I saw the still from a video of him signing it. So I obviously, why would I watch it? I'm gonna be worried about managers in the Championship next season. So why do I need to be worrying about what Liverpool are getting on with?
I heard you. Like I said, I was.
Steven in the chat just put up a good point there, man. It's a good documentary. I keep forgetting about this documentary, man.
Yeah. So that's all for sure, right?
Yeah.
So they could. I mean, what would be better than to say you got top 4 and then you sign the contract? To me, that's actually even better.
Because if we bomb now and we don't get top 4, oh man, you wait till they come to America and I'm behind that bench.
That's right. Arsenal is going to be in Baltimore and Orlando in July. So, if any of you guys are coming over to the States to watch it, Matt will definitely be there for the Orlando one. I don't know. I'm tempted by the Baltimore one because it's in driving distance for me. But we'll see. We'll see about that.
You'll
But
go, Gary.
Yeah. Don't go.
I said you will go.
Oh, I'm tempted. I'm tempted.
You
I'm
should.
tempted. I'm tempted.
You should take the opportunity to see your team.
No, I saw
I'll
them.
try
You know,
to
like I
when
said,
they're in
I saw
London.
them play. I saw them play probably about 4 or 5 years ago when they played in New Jersey, actually. So I just took a train over there and saw them play.
Gary, if you see Zaka, put him in a shipping container, lock it up really good, and just drop him into the ocean.
Things disappear in Baltimore, right?
Yeah.
If anybody's seen The Wire, things disappear.
Oh, The Wire's great, man.
So
we can do a whole show on The Wire.
So
The Wire's the best show ever made, man.
I enjoyed it. I watched that.
One of them.
And this is Matt's segment here because he wanted us to talk about this, so we'll talk about it.
Sorry, Matt.
So here we go.
I did not want us to talk about it.
Gary accidentally put it up somehow.
No, you know what I was doing? I was setting it up. I don't know how to do it behind the scenes, so
we're not so I can just. What the hell is this shit? What is this all about?
Yeah. So here we go. So this is at least part. I don't know if this is the whole song or part of it.
The whole song goes into the slums and everything.
Okay, so it's not. So for me, the first 2 words on this song are why I think it's basically. I don't like it. It's not about Arsenal. Guess what are we playing in the next week? What's it called?
North London Derby.
Exactly. And this is a song about North London forever. I kind of don't like the fact that this song has a name in it associated with that team. Just not at all.
Well, they changed it to Arsenal forever is what they were singing.
Oh, is that what it's changed to? Okay, but it like this is what that's what he wrote.
Some real Arsenal music. We don't give a damn about this.
Somebody's playing music. What is that? What?
No,
I don't know what that is. Take that off.
Nobody wants to hear this right here. They want to hear good old Arsenal. That's what we want to hear. We don't hear anything. What is this? This is like someone coming back to me and saying that they're going to remake what's
Culture.
I mean, no, what's the name of that song that God, the Almighty, I drew a blank. There is a damn good song too. What's my boy? He's just saying the song, Gary. Grandma's Hands. What's my boy?
I don't know. My mind went blank on.
Yeah. It's the God to remind me. It's gonna drive me crazy.
Yeah, nah.
But anyway,
I don't want to. Yeah, and it sounds like Stan doesn't like the song either. So there's a lot of people that like it, and there's a lot of people that are like,
no.
I could do without. I have not read the entire song. I probably won't. So that would be funny to play it if we win, right? But yeah, it's not Arsenal for me. I don't know what you guys think. Anything else you want to say on that?
Oh yeah, I got it in my head now, Gary. Yeah, that's like trying to remake Sunny Day. I mean, nobody wants to hear a remake to that. Nobody wants to see this song here, man. This is you saying this at your house. Don't say that.
Yeah. Slice X has joined us as well. Welcome. So we were just talking about the game there. The song. I'm not. I guess for me, Arsenal's got too much stuff to be dealing with to be worrying about a song.
Exactly.
Right. We've got. It's not even the game. It's Arsenal. They got a lot of work at Arsenal, like just getting the football right. All right, getting the fans will always come back, but Arsenal is not where it wants to be. All right, we've got a long way to go.
This is where the consulting firm comes in that we paid to redo our culture.
So so now we got a new song coming up, but And
and what's funny, everybody
said it's only one team, but it's called the North London Derby because both teams will play in the same area, right?
And what's funny is the difference of what you hear in the top decks and what you hear in the lower deck. Top deck, you can see like nobody's singing to it. down on the bottom, a few people were actually singing to it, but it sounds much louder from a lower deck than it actually was.
Yeah, no, I'm not all about that song. So, so there you go. The fans were all singing it, so I guess they're enjoying it. I mean, it's not. I guess I'm not a. I don't. There's only a few things I sing at the games that I've gone to in the past. None Arsenal yet, so I have to experience that for real one time, so I can actually be there with everybody. I might have to sing the song just to fit in, but yeah.
Don't let it catch on, Gary. Just
I am not. By the time I get there, it might be just installed in and instilled in the club's history, right? So, or whatever they're gonna do, take it or leave it.
part of our culture, Gary.
Part of our culture, for sure.
Part of a culture club.
If my team tried to introduce a new song, would not go down well.
Yeah, that's not.
at all.
If you got enough history, and I think Arsenal has a long enough history and enough songs that they don't need to create a new Arsenal song. Maybe for players and whatnot, but not for Arsenal. Like
We've used the same song for 50 years.
yeah, it doesn't, and it does. You've seen some good days and bad days with it, right? So you don't need to change
Well,
it.
Yeah, mainly bad.
What was
Mainly
wrong with
bad.
playing Sweet Caroline?
Our cup final, we still use the B-side on our cup final song from 1972.
All right, so we're heading
How
around.
about you just stop that and cut on the old Premier League anthem from the early 2000s? How about that? Let's just play that after the game. We all like that.
There you go. So sorry about that, man, but I thought we would have something to say about it, and you did. So, and I don't know if anybody on this panel is too keen on it. Doesn't sound like it. So we move on. So as you can see in the bottom there, as some of you have seen already, Erling Haaland is pretty much signed, sealed, and delivered to City, which then means what's going on to happen and what's going to happen to Arsenal, because as of the last couple of weeks, Gabriel Jesus and Sterling have been on the radar. Two players Arsenal could do, could definitely help us for sure. I like Gabriel. I think a lot of people think he's the more versatile of the two, and also we already have two Gabriels, and I think we need three anyways for the Brazil quota on the team. So why not?
So we can hear Gabby, 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 Gabby.
Exactly.
Gabby.
You don't even know what he's talking about when he says it, right? It's either the scoring Gabbies or the defending Gabbies. You don't know. So yeah, I don't know. So this is kind of this is our transfer talk. So I brought up Erling Haaland, but there's a lot more transfers that can go in, and I guess Tom can tell us about any players that might be leaving Leeds. So because I don't know who they're bringing.
Why you got to do me like that, man? Why?
I'm sorry.
Why don't you just ask me how much money it's going to take to get back out of the championship? Why don't you just ask Tom that?
I'm mainly disappointed because I see this thing coming on the crawl, and I'm like, Haaland's going to Man City. I thought he was joining Leeds. I thought we were going to activate the release clause and pay him £500,000 a week. I was going to fund it by selling Tony's organs to the black market.
Well, I'll say this, man. Port Vale was in for Mikel Arteta, so we opted to give him a new contract, man. See, Tom knows what I'm talking about. When I said Port Vale, that's why he's in stitches. He knows what I'm talking about.
I do. Yeah. League One or League Two came calling for Arteta. Yeah. Like, no, we've got to nail him down. He don't want to go there.
3 years, No, we look, man.
60 million euros is a steal for the release clause, but his salary and his dad's fee and his agent's fees
is like 70 million on top of that for the.
To be fair though, Dortmund only paid 20 for him.
Yeah, they're the ones that's making out good. Let me say this. I think that Arsenal. I told y'all this before, and I'll say it again. We need to look in house or look in the Premier League. Ivan Toney, get you a balanced midfielder. Bring back Saliba. get an extra. We need another left back, at least someone that can play right back. Excuse me, right back. And we really need about 3 strikers. To be honest with you, we need 3. Because if we do qualify for Champions League, then yeah, we've got to have more than 2 strikers to depend on. We've got to go ahead. Players that need to be sold immediately. I'm not saying how Arsenal. You know how we haggle now. Y'all know how we haggle over these players. Arsenal overinflates the prices of their players. So they'll say Lacazette's worth 18 million when in all actuality he's worth 9, and then they'll hold out for that, and then that's how we end up being stuck with guys like this. Hopefully, this year, and Tony, my friend, hopefully they have learned from the debacle that was in January. Hopefully, when they get to America, I want to see fresh, new players. I don't want to see academy players when we get to Orlando, July 23rd. Don't want to see it.
I just wish we were doing business already like the other teams are, signing free agents, getting players with buyout clauses. You can do business before the window opens. I just
We
don't
leave
know
it.
why we wait so long, especially with how many players we need.
Yeah, we leave it late, man. We need wholesale changes. I think Gary's been talking for the last 3 weeks. He's been saying 10 players. Gary said we need 10.
Gary hasn't changed from it either. He might up it.
He's like, we need 10 quality players. And I agree. We have got, my biggest concern, we've got to get these strikers. We've got to get, because I'm telling you now, if you think that Man City is going to stop at Haaland, you crazy. Especially after what happened the other night. I mean, what happened the other night was they after that game, they said, oh, we got to make this done. We got to get this done next week.
We need to be on the phone with Inter since they supposedly dropped Lautaro Martinez price to 60 million euros.
Martinez will probably end up. And I know people are gonna look at me like crazy when I say this. I would not be surprised if Martinez pops right up at Manchester United.
Nope.
Because that's the way teams like that roll. If they know they want the guy, they're gonna roll in, pay the release clause, and he's coming over. They're gonna sell off whoever they need to sell, and then that's it. If we're not careful, we're gonna be sitting up here scraping the bottom of the tuna can, just whatever we can get at the bottom of it, and that's it. But we need to start business early. We need to start. I'm talking. Y'all remember when we signed Sanchez, man? It came out of that like it was early. That's what was the shocking part. When we signed Alexis Sanchez, it was like, whoa, this is a big signing early. We've never seen this before. Yeah. We got to get some signings, man. We got to get them. We got to get them.
Well, I just saw that El Neni is probably a done deal. So there's our pre-summer transfer business right there. El Neni are one of our 20,
and we'll probably
20,
trigger
22
Zaka's other year. We can extend.
He's ready to go. Yeah, I think we should have already picked somebody up, but I have a feeling that Arsenal didn't sell the project to people well enough that it doesn't matter. Just come to Arsenal. We got you, right? I have a feeling they people are waiting to see if we actually do get the Champions League. That's what I think. And when we do get it, then they know that we're desperate for them, and then the price goes up. That's kind of how I feel this thing's going to go down. Arsenal kind of gets screwed on these deals all the time.
I don't know why we wait so late. This makes no sense.
Yeah. Frankie de Jong, I think, is another player that people have been looking at. I can't remember his age, but yeah. I mean, there's enough players out there they could do some business, and like I said, we need 10 players, and they're not all first team players because we only really need 2, right? There's just a striker and a midfielder that we need. Other than that, I think we've got our starting 11 as long as we're healthy.
We need
I guess we need
4
a
or 5
left back.
solid squad players like El Neni's level.
I think we need a left back.
You ain't going to bring in 10 footballers.
No, we're not going to bring in 10, but we need 10. Whether or not that comes from some of the loanees.
We won't bring in 6, I don't think.
10 players is what struggling teams bring in when they've got no money and they're wheeling and dealing.
Well, we are that short. If you look at our bench, there's 13 players on it. That's another 12 players that we don't have. Right.
I saw a thing on the internet where Man City were trying to say that their bench was thin.
Yeah.
And that's why they didn't beat Real Madrid. Pardon my language, I've never heard such bollocks in my entire life. I could
Why are
not
you being so
believe it.
PG, Tom?
Man City have got 500 million sat on their bench and they're sitting there going, oh, we didn't beat Real Madrid because we're a bit thin with our subs. Shut your noise. Just
and as
unbelievable.
and as old Slice says here, the minimum needs are 2 strikers and a midfielder to go with Partey. Saliba has to come back. I don't even know it should be very easy for them to sell him, or he's coming back, meaning that they get exactly what they at least what they pay for him. But I think they need to get more. Otherwise, it's not even there's no reason to even question whether or not he's coming back.
With
regardless.
Marseille sitting in second place with
It
Champions
doesn't
League.
matter. They have to pay for him. He's
I know.
top flight. He's a top 2 or 3 center back in the league or something like that. He's worth it if they think,
Let me say this about Marseille. Marseille has traditionally been a difficult team to negotiate with.
Yeah. We're in control though.
And I'm gonna say this. Hold on, Gary. Hold on. Olympic Marseille, not Olympic. Lyonnais has also been a team that's difficult to negotiate with.
Yep.
Arsenal has to dig their heels in and say this is the price on this. But honestly, I think he's coming back. But if they are looking at buying him, no, they pay the price. They paid the price. And Arsenal needs to say, you know what? We're going to put, if he's valued at 30 million, then we want 30 million. Otherwise, the player comes back.
Has he played in the Premier League for you?
No. Why
is he 30 million then?
Because he costs 25 and he hasn't played for us yet.
Right, not only that, but he's constantly in the team of the week over in France. So he's over there ripping it up. So no, bring him back.
And the reason why, the reason why I say 10 players is because whenever we have to, if you look at our bench, there's 3 or 4 players on it that shouldn't be there, which means that's as many players as we've got. Right, we're probably about 13 or 14 players of like that Arteta trusts, and it seems like trust and confidence in players is what Arteta does, at least in my eyes. So, and we need another 10 players to hit our 25. I think 24 or 25 is the number. He doesn't have that number of players.
Or whatever it is.
Yeah, so that's why I say 10, because he doesn't have, on top of what we already have, if you bring back Partey and Tierney, he doesn't. There's 10 players he still doesn't have trust in, based on the fact that they don't play for us when they're on the bench, or they're not here.
Yeah, I'd only say they're about 11 he trusts right now.
Yeah, it's probably a little bit more because he would trust Leno, but Leno's gone. All right, so and this Turner guy may be the guy. So that's kind of why I bring that up there when I say 10 players. This is Koulibaly. I've heard the name.
Who was your goalkeeper that played against Man City in the Carabao Cup last year?
Oh no! You really wanted to go there, Tom. You really wanted to go there.
I just thought I'd lightly sprinkle a bit of fire, a bit of petrol on the fire.
Come on, Gary.
That was the last time he played. Renarson? No.
You sure you don't want to give him a second chance?
No, you know what? Based on the fact that Arteta's getting all these chances, Renarson should be getting chances if the structure is consistent. But they're actually smart.
Are you sure you don't need a backup keeper at Leeds, Tom?
Yeah.
Need a backup keeper at Leeds? Yeah, would need a backup keeper at Leeds because I almost went to the Emirates and shot my first team keeper yesterday. Couldn't believe it. Yeah. For the FBI and the police that are watching, that's what's called a joke. I'm not actually planning on going to shoot my first team goalkeeper.
Yeah, and this comment here is from Stefan. That's why we need 10 players. We're going to need some players that aren't ambitious right now, thinking that they are first team players. And those are the players I think Arsenal can get now. Anybody who's a potential starter, I might be on the fence a little bit until we get top 4. But there are players that we need for depth purposes anyways. So those are the players we should be looking at bringing in, whether they're older, players that are veterans that have been playing for a while, senior players that we can bring in to help us. Maybe a lot better than El Neni, but all at that level, basically professionals who can come in after sitting on the bench for a while. All right, and Stan is making fun of your goalkeeper. Yeah,
I'm going to allow it this week because of what he did yesterday. So it's fine.
So
No
this is it.
defending
This
him
is
this
it,
week.
folks. Next week you can't talk about Leeds at all. But right now, I can see his big head
Depends
right
what
now.
he does against Chelsea, probably.
It's open season on my 12-year-old goalkeeper.
Well, you've heard that,
He's
folks.
we were playing him in the first team in the championship when he was about 19. It's
Yeah.
terrible. Well, he weren't. He was actually very good. But,
How did he get 7 years
Yeah.
and younger, Tom? Down to 12 years old.
Yeah.
oh, come on, Tony. It's nearly 2 a.m. here. Cut me a
All
break.
right. So here we go. A couple of things I wanted to get to before we head out of here. I don't know if you guys saw the report now, and Kedia just went and got his Ghanaian, is that how you say it? Passport. So the intention is
Ghanaian.
Ghanaian. Yeah, I mumble my words. So yeah. So it sounds like he's either contemplating staying with England or go to play with Partey. Who's also they're playing in the Olympics, right? I don't know.
It's
might be a
supposed to
Partey.
be announced this week or next week. More
It
than
might be a
likely.
Partey. It might be very well be a Partey.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so he's got an end, right?
I'm not complaining.
If he's gonna play like that, then you know what? Yeah, so be it. But you know what? He's got to feel good about himself, and that's good for him. He has choices, right? And he's showing, teams will want him based on what he's shown so far. So
Yeah, I mean, honestly, let's look at the English setup, man. I mean, that's a hard ass team to get into. I mean, you have to let's be realistic. I mean, that's very hard. Nobody. He's not moving Kane out of the way. He's not moving Sterling. I mean, you just saw what an English team can do. We just saw that. So no, it would probably be better for him to go ahead and go play for Ghana. He'll get prime time. He'll get a lot of playing time. And if not, he'll probably be the top striker for years to come playing for Ghana. So I will probably go, if I was him, I'd probably go that route.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Harry Kane, at least he's not going away this year, but it'll be this is another 2 years after that. All right. So we shall see. But that's the little quick snippet on Eddie. And now we'll just get into our next set of games. So, Mr. Tom, I'll let you go first here. Who the Leeds have coming up?
Well, in between now and the next show of the trip, exclusive on Monday evenings, we have Chelsea at home and then Brighton at home. And to put it mildly, we are level on points, but have the inferior goal difference with Burnley. So the reality is that over the course of 3 games, we need to outpoint Burnley somehow.
And Burnley, let's see do you know who they have? I can check it out.
But off the top of my head, they're away at Spurs. They've got Villa and I think it's Newcastle at home.
So they really could go. They can really lose all 3 of their games. Outstanding. So that might work for you. So you just need to get points.
We need to put a win on the board.
Yeah, I mean, if we were to get something from the North London derby, they're going to want to continue to win, or else they don't want to drop out and give United even a sniff.
Yeah.
Or West Ham,
I mean,
actually.
With respect to your club, it's more advantageous for my club that a result happens in the North London derby. That means that Tottenham will try to beat Burnley and you will try to beat Everton. Realistically.
I hear what you're saying, but I don't like it because that means that we don't get all 3 points, if that at all. And we need to get all 3 points so that we can I want to be stress-free in the last 2 games. I've been asking for it all season. Yeah, the next. I think that we need. I think either we win the 3 and we're done, or we have to get points in the next 2 on top of that, right? So with the wins, at least one win, I think.
I see comments from Stefan like, I thought Leeds would be all right. Well, with respect, I thought Leeds would be all right because we've only lost 2 matches in the last 2 months. Like, say what you will about us getting turned over by Man City and Arsenal, but other than that, no one's beat us since I think we lost the game at Leicester. We lost to Villa, and that was that was like in March or something. And I'm just. It's annoying because our form's not been as bad as the bottom 3 team would suggest. However, Everton and Burnley have also been winning and unexpectedly winning, and that's football, unfortunately. But
True.
the way it's going, I'll be reporting in August on our matches against Luton, Huddersfield. Might even report on how we got on against Blackburn or something. I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
All right, cool, Tony. I'll let you go, and what do you guys say about our next game? At least our next 2 games, I guess, because we'll be able to play 2 games by time I guess we play Newcastle on Monday, so it'll be fresh in our minds.
Yeah, I think Newcastle will be a challenge unless they just shut up shop and don't care anymore. But like Matt said earlier, Spurs is going to be a tough task. Everybody seems like we can just walk in there and win them. We haven't done the double over them since 2014. I think 2016 or something like that is the last time we beat them at home. We haven't finished above them in the table since 2015-16. And Leicester won, so it's been forever. We need to do a lot better than we have the last 5 or 6 games and go out there and play for a full 90 minutes instead of for 20, 30 minutes at a time.
True. Matt,
Do
you have a prediction for the game? Because you didn't talk about the Thursday game.
Honestly, man, I think it's going to be a draw.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be a draw. I think the Newcastle Everton game is going to be. It's going to be high drama, man. I really was hoping that Tottenham lost to Liverpool, and I would have felt a lot better because then they would have had to come attack. But I think that even though they have to come attack now, they know that the draw right now really puts a lot of pressure. And y'all know how we are, man. And the thing that worries me about Arsenal is that we go on these runs and we drop 2 or 3 games. So I'm really, really nervous about this game Thursday.
Yeah, got a lot of draws or 1 goals scored, and
I just hope this is the last year that we have to deal with Son. I hope somebody comes in with a $75 million bid on him or somebody, because he has literally carried that team over the last 5 seasons.
Yeah.
Literally carried that team.
Yeah. You know what? I thought there was hope when he came. I always go back to that first video when he's walking into the stadium or to the practice facility, and his face just looked like, "Damn it, I'm back here again." And I thought maybe that's a sign that he wants to go, but I guess he loves where he plays. He fits in perfectly with them, as Stan says, can't stand him, and he likes to fall down a lot. Yeah, I like I said, I want stress-free, so I don't know how that's going to happen if we're going to draw, because that could be either we're behind or we're up at one point. I kind of feel like I would like a repeat of what we did the last time we played them. Have them have basically a meltdown in the midfield, and we take advantage like we did last time. And Kedia puts pressure on their back line somehow, and there you go. They make mistakes. So I don't know. I don't think we have anybody else new coming back. Ben. I don't know. Have anybody heard about Ben White?
He's got a hamstring issue, so I doubt he would even. I'm actually dealing with that now from playing old man soccer. So I'm going to tell you, if he's got a hamstring issue, no, he's not coming back. Probably back for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
It needs about.
You're done.
Yeah, I know. I'm dealing with it now. It's not fun.
We're not allowed to talk about him. No, get canceled. Yeah. So, all right, we have hit the 80-minute mark. I think we will give our last thoughts, and then we'll head out of here. So, Mr. Tom, I'll let you go first. Yeah, as we finish this thing off here, Mr. Tom, what say you
Yeah.
as we get out of here?
Yeah.
That's it.
Congratulations to Arsenal on a hard-fought contest, etc., etc. Burnley, I hate you, and I hate you, Everton, as well. And we're going to survive. And one of you going down, it's probably not going to be Everton, probably going to be Burnley. Anyway, yeah, I need the points. Chelsea, please don't show up. I need the points, man. I need the points. All right, just give me the points, please. Even one, something. Yeah, just don't take them all. All right.
I hear
See
you.
you all next week.
Cool. And Tony?
I'll start off by thinking about Miss Molina. She's got to take a break from Twitter because dealing with some health issues. So that's with her. On the football side, hopefully we're prepared and ready for Spurs. Sorry, Gary, that team on
Mhm.
Thursday. Like I said, it's been a while since we did a double. It's been a while since we finished ahead of them. It's been a while since we beat them at home. So our odds aren't in our favor, but maybe we'll get a miracle.
I hear you. And Matt, what say you?
Just need to get a win on Thursday. Or try to get, just we don't need a loss. We need something out of this game Thursday. And gotta get your mind right, man. This is told y'all this is the minimum part of the season. Glad we're getting the wins, but we gotta stay locked in, man. Gotta stay locked in. So that's it, brother.
Cool. And I didn't know about Miss Molina. So Miss Molina, hopefully you you can get back healthy and get back out there chatting with us about football and Arsenal. We miss you over here, but we look forward to hopefully you can get to watch this video and know that we're sending our healing thoughts back to you so you can feel better about feel better. All right, so yes, Arsenal coming up on Thursday. As some said, it could be St. Toddy's Day. All right, it could be. It's been a while since we've done that. It'd be good to do it on Thursday and be done with it, and then we can move on. Maybe let the kids play, or maybe not, because
Tom doesn't want us to play the kids.
Yeah. Tom wants us to, we just try to win this thing out. We need to just clean sweep.
If you play the kids against Everton, I won't forgive any of you. Maybe Matt though, because he's cool.
Yeah, but some of our
Maybe,
kids got a little bit something special in
but
there.
you,
so.
Tony, I will hold you personally responsible and ready as well.
I'm going to have to
I know
fly
you're
into
there,
the
Rudy.
Emirates.
Yeah, Mr. Tom, at least
wherever
on the
the game
video
is.
that's playing here, you just scored in the 66 minutes.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
We're end the show on that note. And as I like to say, once again, thank you for joining us. We'll do this again on Monday, 2 games from now. I guess we will play Newcastle on the Monday, so hopefully that game is a win as well, and we'll be feeling really good about ourselves. 2 back-to-back wins, 5. I guess that'd be 6 on a trot. So why not?
Oh, you play Monday night?
Yeah, with Newcastle. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. So, like I said, once again, thank you. And like I always like to say, life is a journey. Don't waste the trip. Enjoy the ride, and we'll see you again next week, everybody. And we're out of here. Talk to you